disrupting the Wraith King if he goes for the Radiance build like we normally see.
He's being found by the Bounty Hunter. They get the vision on him. Cask does bounce once. King Owl is going to drop to the right clicks though.
I love it. I love these level 1 first bloods. Just make games so much more interesting.
The battle begins.
Yeah, some nice aggressive plays. They do steal out the Bounty Rune's top, but it kind of means that Costa Bile on this Terrorblade just...
Team as a position 4, just make sure the camps are blocked. And Enigma's gonna get all the farm under his tower, have the protection from his Eidolons and the tower bonuses.
It's quite a lot of effort for SG to keep running forward to try and kill the Eidolons too. Well, we can take a quick peek into some of the other lanes. Mid, very even farm trade between DP and Tiny. Would we expect this to be the way?
No, it is a very DP favorite matchup. You got the heals from the Spear Siphon. Tiny can't really go into the DP and use his combo because just gonna get healed back up. Naturally tanky hero, Death Prophet. It's very hard counter actually, especially during the mid game. DP versus Tiny. Oh, top lane though. Wraith King.
They've destroyed the Wraith King. Surround him with those illusions. And it's such a great setup as KJ does get picked off bottom. Terrorblade just trying to deal with Eidolons again as, wow, mid lane. A solo kill straight up. You said it was the hard counter and the DP shows why. Playing though, Mars is 23 and 5. He's got 2 waves in farm over the Wraith King. Is that skeletons mainly? What's the net? Yeah, net worth wise, Wraith King is slightly ahead.
Yeah. A lot of skeletons from that God's Rebuke.
Oh, but a banish to spear. They catch up this Wraith King and they absolutely take him apart. One more hit. Oh, the Shadow Demon can't get close enough. So they don't bring him to his knees. But it is a really...
the first... Oh,
do they get a Shadow Demon maybe? Spear whiffs. Witch Doctor doesn't have enough damage for this. Bounty Hunters shuffled up top. But they're fine.
They want the 5-minute bounty runes for the Mars bottle.
Mid lane, sorry Thieven, but the Tiny's forced to pop his illusion. This Exorcism, the first one of the game, is going to secure the second solo 1v1 kill as top lane bounty rune battle here between NoPing and SG. King Owl
Mars
trying to get out of here, and he is tanky enough to do so. The Shadow Demon, though, hit and crit by the Wraith King. A spear back from Mars will keep them all safe and sound.
Getting pushed back on the top side of SG, but DP bottom.
Oh, you're right.
2 bounty runes.
Exorcism has ended, but a good Fortune's End from a long range there allows that DP to stick on the target, finish off Oscar, and that's a killing spree for the DP, who is now at 3,200 net worth. That is miles ahead of everybody. Tiny has 1,600.
Tiny has like half.
What?
Oh no.
Now
I realize why he needed that ping advantage.
Oh jeez.
Oh no. Yeah, this Tiny, like, he's gotta get something going, man. He's gotta get, like, some kills on the side lane, maybe on the Oracle.
Maybe 2 supports rotating to help him out against the DP. Bounty and Witch Doctor are here with the stuns. There's one more Spirit Siphon, and the DP is fine. 1 versus 3, the DP just walks away. No big deal.
Yeah, it's 3-0 already on the DP. Power treads, very tanky. Tiny not rotating bottom. Oh, Tiny, no, sorry. Bounty Hunter not rotating bottom. Tiny's rotating top.
They need to do something to break out of this rut. Like, Enigma was zoned completely out of lane, as they do get the Cask, start off the stuns onto King Owl. Tiny speared back, though. Still going to give Mars a reasonable opportunity of escape as he heads eastwards, and that's a great move. King Owl's actually.
Great move.
Managed to get himself out
to go that way.
He's still going to die, though, isn't he? Unless he can juke. Unless the DP comes in. And Panda Boo's the one that's going to fall.
That was really nice from King RD. Really quick decision to just run towards the right side, and ADR there to help him out too, while he was also shoving the mid lane in. Level 8. That's 2 levels ahead of the mid Tiny on this Death Prophet right now.
That is a real sticky spot for Dark Margot. Witch Doctor's going to refill his bottle. But every one of these lanes... Where's he going? He's going bottom? I guess they do have
I'm
Black
telling you,
Hole.
he needs something. He needs a kill somewhere to bring himself back into this.
He's wrapping around back in towards mid as DP does use Exorcism to try and chip away at that tower. Spots the Witch Doctor though with a high ground observer ward. My goodness! Just a level 2 Purifying Flames gets a mega kill streak now. Tiny walks into them. In goes the Oracle. Fate's Edict there to dodge away from the magical damage, and KJ is just fine. The toss of the big old tree, not enough damage, and Bounty Hunter is dusted. Can't go invis. The ghosts will find him. And Tiny's still chasing. He wants the Oracle so desperately he'll get a toss and a punch. Oracle's still alive though. Finally falls, but the Tiny surrounded. Shadow Demon and DP both here. Good TP, very wise from the Tiny.
Yeah, just a little bit more expensive and doesn't have an aura.
Yeah. But very good to sustain your farming jungle. Mid lane, Panda. Burst into oblivion. Go on, KJ. This is your kill, mate. Take it. Don't let the DP have it. Come on, Oracle. It's yours. Yeah, you knew it. Bottom lane. They do have a disruption onto the SD, but he has already fallen. Man, I can't catch a breath here, Theban. Everywhere I look, there's people dying.
Yeah, and they're gonna take this. They're gonna try to take bottom tower, but noticing the big rotation down, invade the enemy triangle, get a kill onto this Wraith King. Maybe?
I think Oracle gave it away. The Shadow Demon and the Mars walked behind the tower to smoke, and Oracle was under the Dar Observer board.
Yeah, you should always go behind trees before you smoke, just in case there's a ward somewhere. Bounty Hunter gonna break the smoke too.
Dust is there,
get the dust on him. Yep.
There's the blink. Okay, spend the arena for it. Why the hell not?
No shenanigans will be happening with that Bounty Hunter kill. They're gonna pop an Exo here, I think, for this tier 2 tower. It's gonna be a really early tier 2 tower take.
And could they hold Exo for Roshan? Like, try and take the tower without it?
I mean, I guess mid is not really... okay, it's being pressured now. It's gonna be a little bit slow without the Exo.
And King Ao is on top of Tiny.
Oh, he took the haste from him. He just wanted the rune.
Nice TP. Good use though. In comes the DP, cancels TP, and Theolicore's there to slow down Dark Margot. 3 deaths now on this Tiny as his Blink Dagger is delayed even further.
He saved the tier 2 tower top.
And now jump on the Bounty Hunter. Interesting spear, sends him a mile away, but they snipe him out regardless.
Yeah, and they're back to controlling top once again on SG side. I mean, they're really good at playing this Radiant, like, side of the map. That's what I've noticed with Team SG. Game 1, now Game 2 as well.
It just feels so comfortable for them. Like there aren't any...
exactly. Tries to join the team fight. With that Exo, he will melt.
Like, DP here is theoretically in a 1 versus 5 situation. Like, okay, the Oracle's behind you, but you had no TB, no Shadow Demon, no Mars. And ADR just walks straight up high ground into the middle of them. Like, you're gonna go on me?
Yep.
Give it a go. Nice Mars ulti. Does trap Matthew inside, and he's blown up by the Purifying Flames, while the Death Ward is doing work. DP is nearly dying, but the false promise of the Black Hole. They've caught a couple inside. Oscar with the plays. Now Tiny's able to get some damage going, but the Wraith King's in trouble. First life down, and the Metamorphosis from TB still available. Allows them to stand their ground here. Force the bubble out of Theo to save the Mars. King Ao spears the Witch Doctor to the low ground, and Pandaboo. Turns with a Maledict and a stun from Dark Mago. Costabile, though, has the Sunder. Able to swing it yet again, back and forth, team fight as the Wraith King arrives once more and they get the TB. The Radiance
huge
timing,
fight for Tiny.
the Black Hole, and NoPing, they make it work.
Yeah, and on top of that, they actually jumped the Death Prophet before she got the Exo out. So when she was low HP, she felt really uncomfortable
Good
using
saves. The Oracle saves it up, and I've just been kicked out of the lobby.
Yeah, well, Theolicore dies, but Matthew does trade his life for it. Black Hole now on cooldown. I think SG are feeling quite comfortable to just go back there and fight again with the DP level 2 Exo still being off.
Worthwhile going back and checking.
Tiny got a lot from that one. Like as soon as the Death Prophet died, he bought a blink, brought it out. Now 600 gold in the bank. Still very underfarmed, but you know, again, 1 or 2 more fights like that would be good.
Underfarmed and very dead. Arena of Blood. Trying to get blood from a stone, but it's working here for King Ao. Constabule
they got another one.
Kill, and the disruption finds Matthew, dust him up, and make sure the bounty can't escape. This is Metamorphosis used, so I think SG want to get something more. Tier 2? Roshan? What could it be?
Matthew.
Gets away, but Matthew doesn't. Disrupted. That bounty hunter doesn't really have any backup here. I'm starting to think Matthew
catches.
Matthew picked bounty just to spam that voice line. Every time he dies.
It's a pretty good one.
Just business, nothing personal.
It's better when you actually kill them and then you write it. Not
That's
in
true.
this position.
Not when they're killing you. Well, a good shove from Enigma Bot. I'm gonna force SG at some point to come back and address the problem.
You know, I totally picture Beast Coast playing SG's lineup, and I think they're like already at tier 4s right now.
Just diving fountain.
Yeah. They're thinking too much about catching, and I'm not sure this is the playstyle that SG wants to do right now. They're just giving so much space for the opponent to be able to push lanes out. They're
Clever! But Matthew,
wow.
one step ahead.
Damn,
The
that's
MKB
epic.
Gambit.
I mean, that's the most epic thing that's happened like for the past 5 minutes. Wraith
They do
King.
catch the Wraith King though. Disruption to spear, the two supports with the Mars take that first life. And Terrorblade is wrapped around, so they've got the addition of this TB from Constabule. Oh, the BKB TP, Wraith King trying to make his way home successfully and found into the black hole. Does catch the DP, Avalanche toss, 8 yard down. King Ao with a 3-man arena here. The Coliseum comes, Matthew Panda both trapped inside. Forces the Ghost Scepter, and it looks like Matthew's bounty is going to get pummeled by the Reflection Illusion, while Theo finds Dark Mago. Spear not ready, so the TP is successful.
Yep. But I want to say that's a big win for NoPing. They got the kill on the DP. They know.
What's the DP lacking? She's got Eon Disc queued up, and I guess that's going to help really nicely.
Not gonna finish that Shiva's first. Just getting the casual play mill. Very good item for a Death Prophet.
True. Turn it against him.
Reflection. Great spell. Well, they found Matthew.
So much. Yeah, I was gonna say you got so much range on Theo now with Blink Ether Lens. Very difficult for heroes like Bounty and Tiny to skirt the edges of the fight, play in fog. Seemingly impossible. They have this kind of defender's advantage. Buybacks are available on Tiny, as well as the Witch Doctor and the Bounty Hunter. So if SG do overcommit, NoPing have a way out. Wraith King really doesn't like dealing with these TB illusions, but a toss back into the base, and the black hole comes through onto the Terrorblade, and the Aegis is claimed immediately. Arena of Blood not looking too good, but the Refresher. Second black hole as the TB disappears. He's been bubbled and false promise. They've killed off the SD, but the Terrorblade, now he can do some damage inside this dire base, but he's picked off. The false promise pops and he's gone. Now the Eon Disc on the Death Prophet used up, and her BKB gone too, means it's 3 heroes, as well as the Aegis, all down as NoPing hold their base.
Oh man, that instant refresher buy and just... I didn't even notice that he actually had a refresher, but that makes all the sense in the world, you know? First black hole on the Aegis, second NoPing get back into this game.
The toss back, Avalanche, the DP sent into the Wraith King, Yule's up there from ADR and the Mars ulti. It holds a couple inside, but King Ao is just being stunned up and cleaved by this Tiny, and Wraith King as Pandaboo is sniped down by the Mars, the retreat from NoPing. They need to get the Tiny out of here. Wraith King thinking about turning and fighting, but they've lost out Dark Mago, and for King Ao, he wants a little bit more, but that bounty is a speedy devil. Sprints
Dark Mago. A little bit ambitious there with that toss back play. Without the Enigma nearby, they don't really have a lot of support. Getting his team kind of killed. The Conjure images. Enigma, ooh, barely misses the arena there. Does have a BKB TP out though.
He's gonna have to use it.
Oh, too late. Oh wait, he couldn't anyway. Yeah, there's a Mars with an Abyssal Blade.
Oh god, you're right.
So, yeah,
Where did that come from?
Yeah. I mean, he's been working towards it for a bit now, just so that he can cancel that BKB black hole.
To broach high ground. Exorcism does get popped. And they'll just chip away at the tier 3. Very calmly done here by SG. Waiting and trying to force the buyback from Enigma. Metamorphosis getting used up too. In they go. Wraith King, look at him, he's dying to an illusion. Stop hitting yourself, Wraith King. Walks in with a stun. Reincarnation very close to getting popped though, as the Terrorblade just hunkers down on his high ground and really does a lot of damage onto those towers and barracks. But the tossback gets the real one. The illusions of the Mana Style don't save it. Terrorblade is now in an awkward position, and they've got the Abyssal Blade. They stop the black hole. Finally comes out now though, and the Enigma has caught them all. Beautiful in from Oscar, refreshes and black holes again. He's got them all inside. The Wraith King's not doing enough damage though, and SG are still battling away. Terrorblade is able to stand here and fight. Mars retreating as they do lose out on their supports. It didn't take much, but NoPing with this Enigma respawns, gets the black holes they needed, and SG just wasting too much time.
Oh man, that shard pulls in the last heroes too, gets a big 5-man hole on the second refresher. Mars, he uses Abyssal Blade before the Enigma revived, so the first Abyssal onto the Enigma was nice by the Terrorblade, but they didn't have the second Abyssal to cancel the Enigma's black hole. Oh, that's gotta feel really bad for SG. Again, butchering a high ground play.
Lincoln's the BKB. They do banish mid lane. Getting a catch onto Dark Mago. The Abyssal Blade stopping out. But the blink black hole from Oscar. They are trying to get in on top of this Terrorblade, but he's been saved by the False Promise. The refresher and another black hole from Oscar is coming soon, but he's been delayed. Finally arrives, but he's been burst down, and the black hole Enigma is gone. In jumps the Wraith King, but he's been bubbled up. King out with a big arena. Panda, he is just annihilated in the midst of all the ghosts and soldiers and warriors here. The Phalanx of SG pressing forward onto the Wraith King. Oh no, the tree volley doesn't work out because ADR had the Yule Scepter. Now onto the DP again, they burst her down. The Terrorblade and the Death Prophet are both gone, so it's down to the two supports and the offlaner of SG to do anything else, while Wraith King just wanders forward, an army of skeletons at his back.
The Enigma did his job, he just had to kill the TB, and even after the Oracle ultimate, the TB still dies, and then you got the Wraith King and the Tine to deal with the other heroes. Death Prophet, you know, as tanky as she is, she just can't handle this deadless Tiny.
They're doing so well to kill off this TB, even through False Promise disruption. Oh, Mars has been found by the Tiny and the Bounty Hunter, but Dark Mago maybe have overstepped his bounds there. King out with KJ, get the snipe on him, and this Wraith King just gonna whack the Mars into the grave. High Ground Observer Ward, now they know about it, but Bounty's gonna snag that gem.
They really don't want to give this Aegis and Ags away.
They found the Bounty Hunter, that's a really good initial pick-off. Buyback immediate from Matthew. Roshan for now given up on, less than half HP on him. An Arcane Rune on Terrorblade. He'd love to get some utilization out of it. On to Wraith King
for the meta.
With a reflection and disruption. Wraith King Illusions chasing him down, they've purged him up too. That is really very obnoxious. I mean, Wraith King here, he does have a bit of backup and an Abyssal Blade to jump the Death Prophet. Cast coming, but the Eon Disc is there, gives her another lease of life. Thinking about chasing, but they'll just back up towards Matthew, who did buy back.
Oh,
Bounty with a dieback coming. That is huge for SG as it unlocks Roshan. Black Hole, what's the status? They've got both. They've got the refresher, the BKB used, blink in, black hole there, the DP caught up inside, the Terrorblade, he does get sucked with the shard as well, the refresher, another black hole, no! They pop the Lincoln so they stop him in his tracks. Death Promise still alive as ADR is probably going to get healed up by the ghosts coming forward, the False Promise ends, and NoPing. They've lost two heroes, but they forced the TB buyback. Wraith King's whacking away at Mars, King out, he's being critted down. Very close to death, but again, disruption there to save the day as Tiny's initiation not going to work out as he would have liked. Doesn't have the Minotaur Horn off cooldown either, or nor his BKB, so Tiny's going to get chain control. Stunned up, sent skywards, and Abyssal Blade stunned. Tiny's gone. Buyback is immediate yet again. These teams at each other's neck non-stop, they want to fight. And Mars False Promised. Abyssal Blade from Wraith King. On they go to King Ao. He spears back, but where are the heals? He's gonna pop. This false promise saves him. He stays alive somehow.
Wow. There's a lot of buybacks that came out too. Terrorblade feeling a bit uncomfortable. Having Replay pushing in top. Where is Radiant at? They're still bottom. This tower's gonna take a beating.
Yeah,
So slow to defend.
2 catapults, a million Eidolons, there's like 7 range creeps there. Soul Catcher and Disruption gets thrown forward. And they are able to make a jump actually. King Ao is initiated very aggressively, but Dark Mago is being pummeled. He can't escape. Aegis claimed up and Wraith King still trapped inside this arena, getting pushed back by the shields of King Ao. NoPing now have to retreat, but they forced meta.
They got the meta though. Yeah, exactly. They forced the meta, and they're gonna be happy with that. They still get the tier 3 tower. They're just gonna reset. Aegis had like about a minute and a half.
CDR is pretty good if you blink and Exorcism. Round 2 onto the top high ground for NoPing. Still have to break past the frontline Mars. He is proving very problematic.
Yep, and the Shadow Demon Soul Catcher also doing a lot of damage, making the Wraith King a little bit uncomfortable. The amount of HP he would be left with.
I still can't quite believe Wraith King with 11,000 gold more than the Terrorblade after the start we had. Things have shifted so drastically.
With how many fights that SG has lost and the track gold going the other way too.
Yeah, that's a good point. Track gold, easy to forget. Well, the DD of Tiny is wearing out, so at least they've weathered that storm. King Ao still frontlining as that Wraith King looking a bit worse for wear there. They do jump King Ao forward. Tries to get his bulwark off to defend himself, but they need the false promise as the DP does get on top of the Enigma, forcing the immediate black hole. That's a decent move from the DP to try and force the hand of Oscar. And the battle reigning inside the Mars Arena, killing off KJ and King Ao, though NoPing, they've left their Wraith King alone. Costabile's Terrorblade annihilates his first life, but the black hole, a secondary one. It's there from Oscar. The save with the bubble disruption comes, and the high ground is being defended. Held by SG. They get the Rapier and they kill off Wraith King. Mars is chasing forward.
Massive.
He's got the catch on Enigma. Oscar doesn't have a way of escaping this one. King Ao just has to stay on his target, stick on him and kill him off. A double kill now for Mars as Tiny. Oh, he is cold, exposed, out in the world alone. And
bad black hole onto the Mars.
oh, they get the jump, forcing buybacks. Wraith King and Enigma both return to the battlefield, but they have sniped out Panda. The trouble is, King Ao, I believe he bought back previously, so this life of his, it is incredibly important to keep him up and running. Arena thrown in, and he does have the false promise back up to save him as well.
They really shouldn't go away from here. Like, they shouldn't make the same mistake of playing passively once again, but you know, the bottom creep wave is gigantic actually. Oh my goodness, ADR. That's huge. They're actually taking the Raxes out, those creeps.
That is a monster creep wave.
Maybe they had to just get out. But I mean, with the Rapier on TV, no Enigma black holes up, Tiny still dead, not buying back yet. Maybe it was a good time.
The jump, the Abyssal, Matthew's Bounty Hunter pummeled as Costabile yet again claims another life. And Theo's range with this disruption is actually sickening. With Telescope and Ether Lens. Well, the bottom lane is claimed. From mid to bottom, they sweep through and punish their opponents. As NoPing still holding on to a couple of buybacks. Trying to bait SG into this tier 4 and game-ending situation. There's Matthew popping his. Not the greatest teamfight contribution for a Bounty Hunter, though.
Here we go. Can expect a toss back.
What can this Tiny do? They've got double black hole in 3 seconds. The blink is ready. Enigma wants it. The jump from Tiny. Manta popped. Can't get the toss back. Does find the real one, but the stun's onto Enigma, forcing the black hole now. Costabile doesn't have the backup
Silence.
he needs. Now he's stunned, his silence can't get off his Satanic either. The Black Hole again from Oscar, another double target hit from the Enigma, and King
Got the
Owl's
Rapier back.
Mars, he's got to retreat. They do claim the Rapier back on the Wraith King, as Oracle is deep behind enemy lines, popping Lincolns on the Enigma, but not getting the kill, while Mars tracking back onto the Bounty Hunter and clearing through Matthew. But look at the Tiny! He nearly slaughters them all. Does find 3 heroes with no buybacks on SG now, so it is Terrorblade and Death Prophet all the way home.
Oh no, TB, he's got to get out of there. He puts his boots of travels back in. He bought out in this fight. It's gonna be 4 versus 2. Enigma does not have any black holes, but they have so much damage on the side of NoPing. We're getting back that Rapier.
DP is the only one with buyback. 4 is very low. Terrorblade is on your throne. Any
Holy
TP
shit.
cancels in the radio base. Witch Doctor's
happening?
TPing. Wraith King can't retreat. Enigma's coming back. The glyph is there. The Terrorblade is on your throne though. He Abyssal plays the Witch Doctor. He gets the stun and the kill. No, he doesn't! The Death Ward pop. Now the BKB from that TP required. Abyssal Blade arriving as Costabile has been
Hang it out.
surrounded. He stunned us, but he can't escape. 4 heroes have arrived to save the base.
Good decision from NoPing. Just go back, you know? They didn't hesitate. They didn't try to go for a tier 4 play of their own or anything like that. Just go back, kill the
Item tier 5 time, but I don't think anyone is particularly bothered about killing neutral creeps because their bases are under assault. Defense coming through from SG. They need 70 seconds for Terrorblade to respawn. So Mars, a lot on his plate as he spears back the Wraith King. First life expended. But that's an Enigma who jumps straight in on top of him. The silence does
He is
catch him
BKB
in
though.
BKB. He refreshes in BKBs now. And the 2-man black hole. King Owl and ADR both trapped inside, sucked towards him. Yule Scepter up, the ghosts are flying, but NoPing have done it. 2 heroes without buyback on this Radiant team, and they've lost Theo as well. DP and
No,
Oracle, the only ones left to defend the base as the Rapier's on the floor. Wraith King has 2 Rapiers now. In we go towards the fountain. Come on, get the tier 4s, boys. Finish off this game. It looks like NoPing has done it. They're dropping items left and right. DP trying to suck their life, but the throne is
Fate's
coming
eating.
crumbling down. The Fate's eating to stop the Wraith King from hitting, but it's nowhere near enough. Good game is
What?
called, and NoPing tied up 1-1. Bowie knew it was coming.
Oh man, that was just such a crazy game. I mean,
when Tiny still wasn't as farmed as he was the black hole, and I think they chicken out a little bit. They play to the late game when you don't really want to play late game against when you have Terrorblade versus Enigma. It's just so hard.
Well, and another note on that, where's the Aghanims on Costabile? You told me that was core on Terrorblade, Bowie. You either lied to me or Costabile didn't get the memo. I don't know what's going on.
I'm not sure about core, but it is really good. I feel like some players, it's kind of like the Falcon Blade thing. Some players are going